What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. It's nothing like having a new teenage driver. See this? Woo! Leslie and Mama. I got a new teenage driver, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, this is the first time that my daughter is driving the S-Class. My daughter just got her permit. We out for Sunday Family Fun Day. And about to head to the crib. We just came from the Ford Garage, which is a recent restaurant that opened over here in Novi, Michigan. A little bit away from the crib. For those of you that's not familiar with Metro Detroit, Metro Detroit is basically the Detroit area and the surrounding suburbs. So when a lot of people say that they're from Detroit, most times they're not. They're from an area around Detroit, but they don't actually live within the city. But it's much easier for people to say that they're from Detroit, because if you're from out of town, most people don't know where you're from outside of Detroit. But I am embracing the idea that my daughter is now a new driver, and Rita doesn't mind driving places because I now get to kick back a little bit. Similar to YouTube, right? YouTube is a very similar space for me right now, and it's a reflection of my real life, because now that I get to take a step back, not participate on panels as much, and but I'm still very much present, and I'm still very much participating in what's going on. It doesn't necessarily mean that I have to be as hands-on or as visible with the product in order for it to continue to be better. As a matter of fact, I would say that the people that's coming after me is much better than me, or will be much better than me, because they've had the opportunity. They have more talent, but they have the opportunity to take advantage of a lot of the things that I went through without having to go through it, right? So with that being said, and let me also roll up the back window because we don't want that glare in the back. With that being said, let me also say that, let's do that too. Let's go ahead and hit them both. Did I stop that? You can tell I ain't been back here that often. Oh, it is up. Okay, my bad. All right, but with that being said, I am concerned about regular, everyday, middle-class families. And the reason that is because as we go to the Ford Garage, which was pretty cool. I've seen it over in Dearborn here in Michigan. Rita says she's seen one down in Florida. Did you say Florida, Rita?
Yeah, Orlando.
I haven't necessarily had the opportunity to patronize it. So when I seen a new one pop up over here in Novi, actually we just drove by because we were about to go to iFly and go skydiving or whatever. I said, why not? Let's go and check it out. But here's the caveat, right? So as we go to these new restaurants and things like that, I'm realizing that it's very, very expensive to do anything compared to what it used to be yesteryear. I remember when I first became an adult, and me and Rita, we used to go on dates and stuff like that once we got married, and I would just be thinking to myself, like, man, to take a family to the show is very expensive when you think about it. Now remember, this was 15 years ago, 16, 17 years ago, because I've been married for like 19 years. And I used to be thinking to myself, man, it's very expensive if you had a family, because just taking a chick on a date is expensive. But to think about, okay, first you got to drive there, then you got to get fresh. Okay, we could take that part out as far as taking family. But you got to pay for the movie ticket, and then you got to pay for popcorn and food and all that. And by the time you're getting done, I don't remember the equivalent back then, but it was pretty expensive. But just a family of 3, and we didn't even eat that much. My bill, I tip 30%, just standard. Like my minimum amount that I tip is like 30%. But my bill is like $100. Now imagine people that say that they got a family of 4 or a family of 5, and y'all keep telling me that you should have as many kids as you want. Now I get it. You don't have to go out to eat and stuff like that. However, it is nice to be able to step outside of cooking every day, and even cooking every day. Like the price of chicken wings and ground beef and all of this other type of stuff that you got to get from the grocery store It's crazy. I've seen people come from the grocery store and they spent $75, $100, and they ain't even come back with nothing hardly. And I'm like, this is wild. It's absolutely wild. But this is one of the reasons why y'all need to tune into the Millionaire Morning Show, which is the show that I am doing lives on still. So even though I'm not on panels, or even though I'm not necessarily going live anymore on anything else, I still do interviews. I still got the in-person panels. And I'm still looking to put people on, and I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes to ensure that we build bigger brands, that we put more people on, that we add more value into these conversations. Just to think about the idea that people are trying to figure out how they're going to feed themselves, and the average person that even makes six figures, which y'all keep calling that high value man, and I told y'all years ago that I don't even consider high value six figures. You got to be making at least $250,000 a year to even get into the club of what I would define from a financial perspective what a high value man is, because just making six figures ain't enough no more. Now I know y'all gonna say, well, the average person makes 47. I don't really care about what you think is average. I'm telling you that it is hard for people to be able to survive and thrive nowadays with inflation out of control, and you got the Fed. And I'm not gonna go deep dive into all of the terms and stuff like that, because again, you need to be tuned into the Millionaire Morning Show. So I'm assuming most of the people that's watching this right now, and I like to tap in every once in a while, drop a vlog, keep y'all updated on what's going on. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, thankfully, and this is one of the things that I push my bag chasers to do, I'm actually got a webinar, a live webinar that I'm doing Tuesday, March 21st, 2023, inside of the Patreon, that basically talks about sales, marketing, building your business from scratch, looking at things from a business perspective, and what it is that I have going on, and how I can relate what it is that I'm doing, and then you can adapt that into your life so that you can better put together the strategy that you need in order to be successful. And it's free, like for the bag chasers. So if you're a part of the Patreon, and congratulations for being able to participate in this conversation. But I'm doing a live webinar at 8 p.m. Eastern inside of the Patreon this Tuesday, March 21st. And I'm letting y'all ask me whatever questions y'all want. We're going to mine out y'all individual situations. And for those of you that can attend, you will have access to look at the live recording, but it's best that you be there so you can actually ask me questions. I'm going to be looking in the chat for the people that can't make it up on the panel. We gotta literally have a completely different perspective about what success looks like, because there will be no more middle class. And whenever a family of three that didn't even order, well, Rita ordered key lime pie to go, but whenever a family of three and the bill is just $100 flat out just for you to even be able to enter into the room, and that ain't even including tip and gratuity, because I know y'all don't like to tip no more because y'all cheap, and you're not even factoring in the cost of a tip into your bill before you even step out the door. You probably shouldn't even be stepping out. I don't care what you do in other countries. I don't care whatever like that. That is customary as far as America. I'm not going to get into it right now. But the fact that it costs this, and this is normal. This is happening usually our bill is, when we go to Jay's, bill could be $150, $200 just for the family of three. The price of a plane ticket, which traveling don't have to be that expensive, but the way that we travel, and if you really just want to live the life that you want to live, then you're going to have a completely different mindset towards what you think that success and wealth is. Now, if you just want to try to survive and you want to be normal, cool. I don't have no problem with you as long as you're doing it legal. But when you're trying to do things a little bit differently and you're trying to look at what success looks like, then I would suggest that you make a completely different pivot towards, how you want to do things, because the barrier to entry is going up. We don't ever really have deflation into this country. Banks is failing. People losing faith in fiat currency and our current banking system. And it's a lot going on. So make sure y'all tune in to the Millionaire Morning Show. Monday through Friday, I live stream Monday through Friday. I do at least 1.5 hours to 2 hours breaking down exactly how it is that you need to move with your money. Subscribe to that, subscribe to this channel, and then make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. things is gonna change. I keep warning y'all and y'all not listening. Make the adjustment. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.